Grown-ups, adulthood. We're going to look at two phases. The first one is young adulthood, so that's when we're 19 to 40 years of age, or middle adulthood, which is 40 to 65 years of age. Adulthood is the time in a person's life when the interaction between biology, the environment, and lifestyle become most apparent. The quote, "Your choices start to catch up with you." We see the onset of chronic illness. Although there have been improvements in lifestyle behaviours since the new century, around 99% of adults have at least one risk factor for chronic illness. Most have 3, and 17% of men and 11% of women have 5 or more risk factors. Adulthood is when we reach our physical maturity. When we transition into adulthood, our focus changes, as does our holistic health. During early adulthood, we start worrying about the future and start putting a lot of energy into the choices that will help us earn the status of a full adult in the eyes of others. We become increasingly focused on building and developing intimate relationships. Often we choose to marry during this early adulthood stage. Work and career development begins to take shape, often completing secondary or tertiary education and starting employment within our chosen field. Our employment and career affects not only our socioeconomic status, but also our friends, political values, residence, childcare, job stress, and many other aspects of life. After reaching full sexual maturity, transitioning out of puberty that occurs during adolescence, we can now breed. Parenthood is commonly participated within early adulthood, combination of biological, psychological, and social factors. The quarter-life crisis is a period of life ranging from 20s to our 30s, in which a person begins to feel doubtful about their own lives, brought on by stress of becoming an adult. Middle adulthood often sees our peak of productivity in terms of love and work. It may be a period of gaining expertise in a certain field and being able to understand problems and find solutions with greater efficiency than before. Signs of aging become more apparent. Our collagen starts breaking down, resulting in wrinkles. There's a decrease in senses, so we may experience some visual or hearing loss. Menopause occurs, which is the cessation of menstruation as a result of the drop in estrogen and progesterone. Some symptoms include hot flushes, headache, feeling dizzy, heart palpitations, and achy joints. Do men get menopause? No, but they do get andropause, which is associated with physical and physiological changes. That the most common is the enlargement of the prostate gland, called benign prostate hyperplasia. Signs and symptoms of BPH include problems with urination, frequency, and nocturia. Men still produce sperm and can father children through to middle age. Think about Hugh Hefner. He fathered a son when he was 65 years old. We develop a genuine concern for the welfare of our future generations and to contribute to the world through family and work. There's feelings of wanting to leave behind a legacy that begin in middle adulthood. The midlife crisis is a universal phenomenon during one's 40s and 50s, and it comes the recognition that more than half of one's life is gone. That recognition may prompt some to feel that the clock is ticking and that they must make sudden, drastic changes in order to achieve goals, while others focus on finding satisfaction in the present course of their lives. Looking again at Erikson's theory of psychosocial development stages, in early adulthood from the age of 19 to 40, we are at the stage 6, where we focus on the development of close, committed relationships. If we have success and form loving relationship, then this further strengthens our sense of self. In contrast, if we experience failure when relating to others, this is linked to a low sense of self. Stage 7, a time of generativity versus stagnation. This occurs during middle adulthood from the age of 40 to 65 years, where we have a need to create or nurture things that will outlast ourselves. We come to realize that we have lived more than half of our life and desire to continue to build our lives, focusing on career and family, that leaving that legacy behind. If this is achieved, then this is termed generativity, where we are active members of our home and community and have a strong sense of contributing to future generations. This compares to the sense of stagnation, which results from failure to attain skill, and we will feel unproductive and uninvolved in the world. These are just the resources that I used to put together this presentation. Thank you.